Welcome to the realm where legends come to life. Here, we journey through the timeless tales of myth, folklore, and ancient history, exploring the mysteries that have fascinated humanity for centuries. From the heroic sagas of legendary warriors to the eerie whispers of forgotten spirits, every story is a portal to a world beyond the ordinary. Subscribe and join me on this adventure as we uncover the truth behind the myths, unravel the secrets of ancient civilizations, and delve deep into the stories that shaped our world. Whether you're a lover of history, a fan of fantasy, or simply someone who enjoys a good tale, there's something here for you. Let the stories begin. The tale of Hades and Persephone stands as one of the most renowned love stories in ancient Greek mythology. Throughout the years, different versions of this myth have emerged. Hades, the ruler of the underworld, was known for rarely leaving his realm. However, on one rare occasion when he did ascend to the surface, he encountered Persephone, the beautiful daughter of Zeus and Demeter, and was immediately captivated by her. Hades turned to his brother Zeus for guidance, as Zeus had previously promised him the opportunity to wed one of his daughters. Zeus, although approving Hades' request, was aware that Demeter, Persephone's protective mother, would never permit her daughter to marry the god of the underworld. Despairing at the thought that he could never be with Persephone, Hades and Zeus devised a plan. The next morning, Demeter and her daughter descended to the earth, with Persephone left under the care of sea nymphs, while her mother attended to her responsibilities. However, Zeus and Hades had anticipated that the nymphs would never let Persephone wander off, fearing Demeter's wrath. To circumvent this, Zeus instructed Gaia to plant a narcissus flower in a nearby garden. Attracted by the flower's striking beauty, Persephone, now alone, ventured into the garden. As she bent down to pluck the flower, the ground trembled and split open, revealing a deep chasm. From this fissure emerged Hades in his chariot, drawn by black horses. Before Persephone could call for help, Hades seized her and carried her into the underworld. One of the nymphs, Scion, witnessed the abduction and desperately tried to save Persephone, but was no match for Hades. Stricken with grief upon seeing her friend taken, Scion cried until she dissolved into a river of her own tears, which later became known as the River Scion. When Demeter returned and found her daughter missing, she questioned the nymphs who were supposed to be watching over Persephone, but they had no explanation. Enraged that they had failed in their duty, Demeter cursed them, transforming their bodies, giving them feathers, scaly feet, and wings. From that day on, they were known as the Sirens. Eventually, the River Scion brought forth Persephone's girdle, confirming Demeter's worst fears. Consumed with anguish, Demeter scoured the earth, neglecting her divine duties as the goddess of harvest and fertility. In her absence, the earth began to wither, crops failed, plants died, and famine spread. The suffering of humankind reached even the heights of Mount Olympus, and Zeus realized that if Demeter's wrath continued, it could bring about the end of humanity. Zeus promised to return Persephone if it could be proven that she was being held in the underworld against her will. During her time in the underworld, Hades treated Persephone with kindness and care, surrounding her with lush gardens and showing her a softer side that others had never seen. As the days passed, Persephone began to develop feelings for Hades. Aware of Zeus's promise, Hades prepared to send Persephone back, but feared that she would never return once given the choice. As a final act, he offered her a pomegranate. According to Greek mythology, eating food offered by a captor would bind the person to that place forever. Persephone, unaware of the consequence, consumed several seeds from the pomegranate. When asked by Zeus and Demeter where she would prefer to live, Persephone chose to remain with her husband, Hades. This decision enraged Demeter, who believed Hades had tricked her daughter. After a heated debate, Demeter made it clear that if Persephone did not return to her, she would never allow the earth to become fertile again. In the end, a compromise was reached. Persephone would divide her time between Hades and Demeter, spending part of the year in the underworld and the remainder with her mother on Mount Olympus. The length of this division varies depending on the telling of the story. In one version, Persephone spends 1/3 of the year with Hades and the rest with Demeter. Another version suggests that because Persephone consumed 6 pomegranate seeds, she was required to spend 6 months with Hades and the other 6 with her mother. Neither Hades nor Demeter was fully content with the arrangement, but they were left with no choice but to accept it. Many believe that the changing seasons can be explained by this myth. During the months when Persephone is with Hades, Demeter's sorrow causes the earth to become barren, marking the arrival of autumn and winter. When mother and daughter are reunited, the earth flourishes once more, ushering in spring and summer. Thus, this myth gives a symbolic explanation for the cyclical nature of the seasons, the death and rebirth of nature. The story of Hades and Persephone has sparked debate for generations. Some view Hades as a villain, abducting Persephone and forcing her to live in the underworld. Others see him as a misunderstood figure, isolated in his realm until he found love in Persephone, who eventually came to love him in return. What do you think of this tale? Was Hades truly acting out of love, or was he a villain in disguise? And would Persephone have returned to him if he hadn't given her the pomegranate? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more ancient legends and folklore, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to StorySeeker. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss a new story. See you in the next adventure.